all this popping up at the house and waiting for him, it's got to stop.
Wait a second. Are you doing that too? Mom, is what she's saying is true? Mama.
Yep.
Yeah, I said that.
Well, that's wrong. That's just wrong.
Mama, whose side are you on?
I'm on the side of right, Karen. You know that's always been my motto. But
Well,
if you've been doing this, you need to apologize.
all right, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not even supposed to be stressed right now, okay? I'm not doing this. I'm just not gonna do it. There's a lot of stuff you don't know, Mama, okay?
You know what, Sistas fans? I'm excited. I'm excited. I said this back when Miss Lisa popped up in episode 1 or 2. I forgot what episode it was, but I am just so happy that Miss Lisa listened to reason. I said when she showed up, you know what, guys? I'm not too crazy how she acted towards Aaron and then Zach, the way she pretty much was dismissive of them telling Aaron to leave Karen's hospital room. And then when Zach came over to the apartment, she pretty much wouldn't allow him to go over to talk with Karen in her room, and pretty much said, well, wait, you said Karen called your girlfriend and called her a bitch? Well, is she a bitch? And it's like, come on, Miss Lisa. And then the whole, well, if this is your baby, you're doing good, so she'll be doing good. Okay, yeah, I see how it is. And I said, you know what? I want to hold my tongue. I didn't really care too much for the way Miss Lisa was acting, but she was in mama bear mode. She just got back into town. She doesn't know the full story. She just knows her baby's pregnant, that she's, going through a lot of stress and whatnot, and she wants to make sure her daughter's okay. So I'm like, I'll give Miss Lisa a pass for now, but I just hope in the near future she's willing to listen and believe what Zach and maybe other people will tell her in regards to, hey, your daughter isn't a saint. She isn't a victim. She's out here causing a lot of hell, even more than what you think she's, been dealing with. So I am so glad that when Fatima started, spilling that tea, Miss Lisa was like, when Fatima first got there, it was all, you know what? Hey, when you have kids someday, you'll understand when you don't want your child to, hurt or go through any pain. And I'm like, Miss Lisa. But when she heard about, the random pop-ups at the house and, calling Fatima out of her name, I'm like, she believes. Because the way she went, whoa, wait, you're doing all that? Because it goes back to, what was it, episode 2, when Miss Lisa's talking to Karen about how Karen's father, was like Zach, and it just pissed her off when he found another woman and started acting right. But no, Karen is like acrimony level. Whereas, Miss Lisa thought she could settle this with a strategy from an Oprah episode. No, your daughter's far gone, Miss Lisa. So I'm glad she, put her foot down, was like, and I compared the meeting last week to like kids bickering at school and the parents got to be called to the principal's office. It's like Fatima was Zach's mother, and of course Miss Lisa's Karen's mother. Just looking at how they acted, it definitely felt that way when I saw how these situations were handled. And I'm just so glad that, Miss Lisa, her perfect little angel who's in pain, who's been telling her about the meanies at school that, make fun of her and cause her stress, and she's at home crying, and that's a lot for her to deal with. But for her to actually believe that, wait a minute, she's actually been causing more problems than she claims that she's going through, we need to put a stop to that. Favorite bit was the part where she's like, you know what, no, she's right, you need to apologize right now to, for calling Fatima out of her name. But Karen wasn't hearing it, and then she literally just, yelled, get out, and went to her room. But I will say this much, I also like the part where because at first I'm like, come on, Miss Lisa, don't be a hypocrite. When she's like, everybody's going to get a chance to talk after Karen. And then when Fatima started talking and she mentioned the B word, and Miss Lisa was like, wait, where are you going with this? And Fatima was like, Miss Lisa, right? Yes. Please hear me out. Let me explain. And Miss Lisa let it happen. And at first I'm like, come on, Miss Lisa, you ain't got no right to say, the B word, because Karen called Zach a bitch in her letter, literally. But I do like the fact that she was like, wait, where are you going with this? But then was willing to listen. The one thing Karen isn't capable of doing is either her way or no way. And I like the fact that there was a moment where Miss Lisa was like, hold up now. But she was willing to hear Fatima out. And I can't applaud Fatima more for the way she handled the situation maturely, but also got her point across. Now, whether or not Karen heeds her warnings about, look, the expiration date for my kindness and patience is over, call me out my name again, and we fixing to go to war. So I think in this situation, Fatima handled like a champ. And I loved how before she left, she was like, look, for what it's worth, I hope this all worked out for Karen and everybody else's benefit, but she's lucky to have a mother like you. And it leads to what, Miss Lisa said later on in the bedroom to Karen, like, hey, it's like you said, I think Zach's new girl is pretty cool. So I'm just happy Miss Lisa was willing to listen. I'm mad that Zach didn't say shit when he was given the opportunity to say anything. But in terms of the Fatima thing, the way Miss Lisa responded and was trying to get her daughter in line, I loved it. The fact that it wasn't about picking sides, it was about picking the side of right, which is what she always stands for. Loved it. And in the upcoming episode, you got Karen acting like she's on lockdown by her mom, when in reality, her mom is just making sure she has a healthy baby. So thank you, Miss Lisa. I hope she sticks around. You know what? If you can have useless characters like Calvin, Q, and so many others taking up scenes, don't get rid of Miss Lisa. Keep her there because she's going to make sure her daughter isn't stressing herself out, and most importantly, not roaming around town causing hell. That's the one thing that Karen's freaked out about, that she can't keep popping up at Zach's house unannounced. But even if she does now, it ain't going to go too good. So with that being said, like and subscribe, follow me on social media, and let me know your thoughts on Miss Lisa in the comment section below.